Hey, job seekers. Okay, I know. I've been giving ChatGPT a hard time, telling you don't create your resume with it. All the other things of how I can tell as a recruiter that your resume came from ChatGPT. If you haven't watched those videos yet, they're on the YouTube channel. But I do want to tell you that there are some ways that ChatGPT can definitely help your job search. And today I want to focus in on one part of that and how you can actually use ChatGPT to enhance your resume. There is nothing worse sometimes than starting with a blank page or looking at that bullet and your cursor flashing and thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to put there? Well, this is where ChatGPT really shines and can really help you by coming up with the words that you just can't get from your brain onto the paper. Now, remember, ChatGPT is never going to be very specific to you. So, all it's going to be able to do is give you a framework or a starting point, but it can give you a really good one. All right, so I want to show you this live so you can actually see how to do this. Now, if you don't know how to use ChatGPT and you've never been into it, we did create a video because we had a bunch of people ask us, I don't know what it is. How do I even get into it? How do I log on? We do have a video on the YouTube site that covers that. So if you don't know what it is, go watch that video. And it's a really fast, it gets 5 minutes and it'll show you how to get in and start utilizing ChatGPT, and it's free. So it's easy to do. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen and show you specifically ChatGPT and how we're going to use it to enhance a resume. Let's say that for your resume, you have SolidWorks. And actually, let me go back here for a sec. Let's say you have SolidWorks that you know you've used, but you're like, how do I create a bullet around how I've used SolidWorks? This is how you can do this utilizing ChatGPT. When you're in the main ChatGPT screen, you're going to see this thing down here that says send a message or start a new chat. And so what I'm going to ask it to do is I'm going to ask it to create a resume bullet. Whoops, only if I can spell, for SolidWorks. Now, if you're not familiar with what SolidWorks is, it's a piece of software that mechanical engineers and such use to draft and design things. It's an AutoCAD software. Okay, so then I'm just going to do that and I'm going to hit enter. And you're going to see it's going to start creating. Let me change where I am a little bit in the screen so you can see this a little better. Let me see. Yeah, I could do this. How about if we look like this for, nope, that's too big. How about if we do this? There we go. You see how it says right here, proficient in SolidWorks, utilizing the software to design complex 3D models and assemblies with meticulous attention to detail, ensuring accuracy and functionality in accordance with project specifications and industry standards. Okay, so it gives you the data in there of how somebody could use SolidWorks. Now, you may not have been doing something, doing anything with industry standards. So if you're not doing anything with industry standards, you're going to have to take that out. Or if you're like, that bullet's close, but it just doesn't feel great to me, here's what you can do in ChatGPT. You can do the exact same thing again and get a different answer. So I'm going to enter the exact same thing again, create a resume bullet for SolidWorks. And see the difference here? Let me see so you can see both of these at the same time. Oops, I'm going to have to shrink this. There we go. So this one is experienced in SolidWorks, employing advanced features and techniques to develop precise 3D models, assemblies, and drawings, optimizing design efficiency and facilitating seamless collaboration with cross-functional teams throughout the product development lifecycle. So do you see how there's two different things here that it's highlighting in the SolidWorks? So the first one is definitely highlighting that attention to detail, right, and functionality. The second one is talking about assemblies and working on the product development lifecycle. Now, I can do this again and again and again, and it's going to keep giving me slightly different takes on this same bullet. Let me give you an example of another one that it will do really, really well. Let's say that you work in customer service and you want a bullet around customer service. Create a resume bullet around customer service. And it's going to create one on customer service. Now, again, the exact same thing as before. If I enter this down here again, it's going to give me a different resume bullet. Now, this is again going to let you to look at one, highlight this, highlight the other. Now, what you're going to notice is missing from all of these is going to be more exact details. So if you have something that's, got, where you were working a very specific customer project that you want to highlight, like if you want to mention industry information, like I was working in oil and gas, creating the designs for blowout preventers, something like that, you're never going to see at this point in time that information in ChatGPT as you're creating these resume bullets. But it sure does help you create all the other information, especially too at that one that we did for our customer service. Again, the second one was providing outstanding customer service by actively listening to customer needs. Now, you can expand on there if you're in a call center, if you're in person, whatever specific, or customer needs about what? Customer needs about purchases, customer needs about engineered drawings, customer needs about returns. You can take the chat GPT kind of 30,000 foot bullet and pull it down to what makes it better for you. And should you do that pull down? Should you take the time to make it sound more like you? You absolutely should. If you don't, you're going to come off with a really vanilla resume. And the danger is, which we talk about in one of our other videos, it's one of the ways I can spot a ChatGPT resume. Is when I get 10 in that are almost exactly the same bullet or very close with no specific data in it. ChatGPT sometimes will put in a percentage, like increased, this by blank percent, and it'll ask you to put in a percent. It's not the norm. On most bullets, it's going to come out with something without some kind of number or percent, things that are very generic and not specific. All right, I want to show this to you one more time with something that's maybe a little bit more ethereal than customer service or mechanical engineering. Let me go back to this. Let me do one and show you. Whoops, helps if I'm in there. Create a resume bullet around project oversight. Okay, so here again, as you can see here, it demonstrates strong project oversight skills by effectively managing timelines, resources, and budgets, ensuring successful project completion within specified parameters, and delivering high quality results. So again, it's a very ethereal bullet. How you can make that bullet so much better is instead of just saying within specified parameters, saying things within 18-month timeline with a budget surplus of 20%. And you're giving more specifics to your actual project that you did. Go even a step further and say more about what the project was for, or what was the end goal of the project. The more you give specifics on the better you're going to be. But this is a great way to do this using ChatGPT. Now, here's the secret. Let's say you get a job description out there for a position that you want to look at. And you're like, oh, I really want to know about this job, me being a fit and stuff. But there's this one requirement it's asking for that you don't know or you don't understand. And you're like, how do I, put a bullet around something that I'm not sure? Well, a lot of companies call things one thing and you've got experience, you just don't realize it. So let's say, let me go back to ChatGPT. You saw a job description out there, a job posting, and it's asking for organizational development or organizational effectiveness, as looking for somebody with organizational effectiveness skills. You can go out and say, give me a definition of organizational effectiveness, but I think it can be better sometimes to go out to ChatGPT and say, create a resume bullet. Whoop, dang it, Melanie, let me go out here again. Here we go. Create a resume bullet for organization. I cannot type. It does not like that. There we go. All right. Now, let's say you don't know what organizational effectiveness and how you did it. When it creates the bullet to add to a resume, then it starts talking about things like implemented strategic organizational initiatives. And you can pull that apart and say, okay, did I do that? Well, yeah, I did that when I did the following project, blah, blah, blah. Did I optimize processes and workflows to enhance efficiencies? Yes. And I can think of an exact project that I worked at that I did this. Did I streamline operations? Go through every single piece of the bullet that it created. And hopefully you have experience that you may have just called something else or may have been, part here and part there that is going to match the requirement that is on that job posting. And then you can add that to your resume. That's how ChatGPT can help you enhance your resume. Again, from our previous videos, do not throw out your current resume and just start from scratch with a ChatGPT one. Use it to enhance the great resume that you've already created. All right, as always, job seekers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.